Welcome back to StockSmart Investing, where I have a headache today. So I will be sipping on that Colombian coffee until it does the job just right. Okay? So as we saw in our title, cyber cycles, triggers. Okay? So I'm designing a cyber cycle triggering system. Okay? We've also got the regular cyber cycles up here, and my pump and dump detector, which is detecting Halo is being pumped and dumped currently. And our TTM LRC, and if it can get above the middle, mid, I'm going to say standard deviation is probably what it is. And we can go down here to a smaller time frame and see the deviation there. Okay. And then we got our standard deviation channel. And looks like this one is working on a lower time frame. And we've got our TTM LRC. Okay. Now these are standard scripts. Write in thinkorswim. All right. Of course, let's go and check our memes. Let's check that AMC and we can see what's going on here. All right. Now, not only do we have thinkorswim pulled up, you can see we've got Webull pulled up as well. Okay. And we see when our pump and dump detector gets big moves. So we look for our pump and dump detector to be greater than 0 on the weekly. Okay. And we got several signals right in this time. There's a cyber cycle signal, momentum, Chende, pump and dump. All right. And let's see. What's in the gamma list today? Now, given that all of the charts are running slow, Palantir here at an excellent price. And don't overlook Palantir. You will see. Though our cyber cycle certainly says it's headed on its way down for AMC. I'd love to see it ride this high channel here. And it's very possible that it will. Now let's get rid of our VWAP momentum and our Chende bot. Okay. And let's get rid of that. Now, let's pull up our squeeze SMA. And here we go. And then this, I believe, is built for a scanner. We can try it, though. Let's see if we get any info on it. Alright, so we can see here on the weekly, you see what has happened, okay? Way overextension on the weekly. On the daily, alright. But wait a minute. Something's not quite right. Let's get rid of that for now. We don't need that. Let's not go with exponential. Let's go with simple. Instead of 20, let's go with 150. SPCE. ROCK in the USA. Alright, so you put that squeeze out on a 150. Check out AMC. And we'll go over to GME here in a little bit. Alright, so if we can combine the squeeze, maybe with a pump and dump detector, or, another squeeze detector, and our cyber cycles here, we get some really good signals. Okay? Now, these are daily signals to get in and out, so these would be swing trades. You're swing trading along with your cyber cycle. Okay? I'm going to continue to work on this strategy, and when we reach 400 subscribers, I will set this cyber cycle strategy right over on the GitHub. Alright? So let's see. You go over here. Here's how you get to GitHub. Now, it is in the description below. Of course, we can just pop on over to GitHub, too. Alright. So you'll come over to my Git, and you'll find the lower studies file. Alright, and I've got some other ones here, too, if you want to check those out. These are the first two that I forked, and then really I should have created my own file, so I eventually did do that. And you can find the studies that I've created and whatnot here in this lower studies file. And I'm also working on another file that has some more private studies in them. Ones I didn't make for the channel. Okay. Very good, though. So if you want this entire file that I have, you can just go right up in here in the corner and hit fork. Apparently 4 people have already done it. They've forked my whole file. So clearly they see quality. Or they know quality when they see it. Lots of valuable things, instead of just copy and pasting this whole thing, just fork the whole repo and you're good to go. All right. So what other repos do we have here? All right, we can go on here and find all kinds of interesting studies. All right. Day trade stocks in Python. And that is, let's see if that's the project we're wanting to work on or not. Let's see what they have for strategies. Math time. They're getting info from Y Finance. Okay. Trend following polarity. EMA crossover. Okay, so this is simple. This is a basic strategy based on, moving average. Of course, I'd like to make some of my strategies, in here into some of these, but unfortunately, I don't code that well. And let's see what the web scraper does. Import beautiful soup. Alright, so this was one of the bots that I found. Let's go find another one. We've got 79 repos here. Alright, and think script. Okay. Detailed view. GVO, volume today. Bot, now. Okay. Let's see, cost basis, manual version. And it looks like it bases a 200 period moving average on uptrend or downtrend. Okay. So not terrible. Updated on March 26th. Updated on March 22nd. Okay. So this seems to be the one that I was more excited about. There we go. And I did a little video on that. So if you want to, go over this, you can go and fork the repo yourself. It's been forked 43 times. And let's see, if we go to this repo where he owns it, we can see, it's been forked 43 times. But I know that certain parts, people have not finished the project. And I know they haven't finished the project because they haven't gotten the tokens for the API yet. And if you go to the API file, even less people have forked that one. Okay? So people are interested in the project, but they're not completing it. There's my private TOS indicators file. Okay. The ones I haven't released yet. Okay, so let's see what is going on in today's movers. We'll pop on over into Webull. All right, and we can see we don't really appear to be having an uptrend right now, at least on the 4-hour. And even the daily is showing that it's not the best. All right. Of course, I've got the Arun set here to a 5 period. This is on Webull. So Palantir is about to go in its downward cycle. Wait for the cycle to finish. Buy the bottom. Okay. Doge is down to a quota piece. Bitcoin to 33,000. All right. Now, if we wanted to trade Bitcoin, and of course it seems that Bitcoin's reward is just about however much you put into it a month. So let's just say you bought 1 Bitcoin, trade it for an entire month, you will have accumulated 1 Bitcoin, okay? So if you would have bought 5 Bitcoins, you would have accumulated 5 more. All right? So it's a 1-for-1 dealio. Now, if you can read the rune or learn to read the rune, all right, and I suggest you do, you can see certain things like switches in trend and direction, all right? You'll be able to notice when the trend changes. All right, so you know where your bottom is and where your high is. Where your bottom is, where your high is. From the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top. Yep, there we go. Let it rock. All right. So you know when you're most likely to be getting into a good situation, and whether you're using the Arun or you're using something like parabolic SAR, okay, or you're using these MACD crossovers. And I don't really like using the MACD, but it does come in use every now and then. And there's a reason why, okay? Now let's come in here to our scanner, and I'll see if I can show off an example. All right. We want, let's take this up to here, bring this to here, take this up to here, take that to here. I just saw Berkshire and Hathaway, $421,000 a share. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Okay, so let's go for bullish engulfing. And let's look for something a little low floaty. You know what I mean? Let's see. OPK. All right. Now look here. We look for situations when we're just about pre-market, or we're about to open, or let's just say we open 4 a.m. All right. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart. And I look for a situation where we are flat on 0. Okay. Situation just like this with a doji. All right. And we see these little blocks here. This is starting to change the trend. And the smaller these blocks, Arun meaning dawn's early light, we can almost consider them, to be mountains. Okay? And the sun is coming over the mountain. But recognizing this change in trend from the block slanted this way to the block tipping that way. Okay? And now it's tipped into a bullish trend. Little golden star here. Good opportunities if you can catch them. That's a dip buy or a double down opportunity. And now you want to sell out or short. And, of course, now your block changes direction, and your trend has changed. So learn to read the rune. It will help you out. Okay? And, this was so easy trading. I don't know how you couldn't get this right, by joining the bid and ask. Bottom, top, bottom, top. Bottom, top. I can pick it out faster than they can roll through. Bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top. Bottom, top, bottom, top. Hoo-hoo, bottom. Excellent signal. See? If you learn to read the rune, you don't even need to draw support and resistance and blah, blah, blah. All right? Excellent. So we look for situations where we may be sitting on 0 and we're going to have an explosive moment, okay? Now, in the MACD, typically at the end of the day, or let's just say the end of a trading day, it will land and just sit right on 0. And if it is, that means it's primed up for a good move the next day. We also look for these types of big moves in here. Go in here on the daily, look on your Weiss wave, and then bring out your range. Do a 1 month or a 6 month. Okay. Do a 1 month here. There we go. We can see That's turning green. Volume's green. That was the spike in price. Really, they're just covering their shorts, causing this spike. And here looks like a time it sat on 0. Price exploded. Here's another time it sat on 0. And you can see what happened. This one got just under 0 and then had a little pop. All right. So we go around looking for these opportunities, and in our WWV changed over to a histogram style. You're able to see them too. Okay. Now that's just, say one example. All right. But while we're done with Webull, I don't have any money in my Webull account. The only thing I see really using Webull for is because of crypto. But if you can't transfer your crypto, then it constantly belongs to the broker. I don't see how I ever really own it if I can't transfer it away from the broker and turn it into US dollars. Or just transfer it to another wallet. Kind of makes me feel like I don't really own it. So I suppose you could use your US dollar, or I have US dollars. You might have euros. You might have, Turks, whatever. So, and then you can trade, of course. And then I guess, you can just cash out your account back to your regular bank account. You can just buy and sell it here, and however much the your exchange owns is how much will always stay within the exchange. The only difference is that, let's just say the exchange bought all the Bitcoin that's within the exchange at $20,000, and now you're buying and selling it for profit or a loss above $20,000. It doesn't matter because it's always going to stay with the broker. With the broker on the exchange there. So it's kind of an interesting thought. Although, if I had to think, saying I was some sort of a banker or whatnot, how in the world, would we be able to hedge against Bitcoin going to the moon? Aside from, you got to buy it. All right. So look what we had here. We had this big increase in GameStop, all right? Then you got your short action, which went from right here, underperforming the market. Let's go down. So we went from here to here. And that lost in 24 days. We lost 61%. Okay. So you lost over half. All right. Now let's see the trade here. We would have taken our trade probably from right about here. And it seems like that might have done you in as a losing trade. Yep, it certainly would have. We might have lost 12% there, 11%. All right. Let's go again. Boop, there was your buy-in, or you could have taken VWAP, or bounce off of the bottom of the LLRC, or the, TTM LRC. There you go. Or you could have taken your cyber cycle signals. In, out, in, out, in, out. Okay. So now, let's see where these watch lists are this morning. The fact that they're not working kind of lets me know. All right. And if you want this Cyber Cycles trigger, it's very simple. Go in and copy all of your Cyber Cycles, and the plot right here. Here's the buy signal. Here's the sell signal. Go into your stock hacker and program this up. Now you can type it right out if you wish. All right. Or if you go up and hit your scan tab, you can come right in and build it. Now the last one I was working on is my pump and dump detector is greater than 0 on the weekly with a volume of 300,000. Okay. CEI. So our for YouTube example seems to be working. And we got AMC, BLIN, NEO, SPCE, and TATT. Let's hit scan on the weekly here and see what we can get. And we got Staff, Marin, and CTXR. All right. So those are the ones that are greater. And that's a pump and dump on the weekly. So let's go and pull that back up here. Let's get our pump and dump. Weekly swing plays. Here we go. All right, let's check out staff here. And we can see we are being pumped. Excellent. And CTXR is on the Gamma Slamma list. They just went into a Gamma squeeze. All right. So what time did this pop off today, and could we have caught it? All right, being that it's going on the weekly, and it did start to pop off, let's just say yesterday, from 55 cents. So we got a low at 55 cents. We can follow our Cyber Cycles. Our pump and dump detector yesterday would have caught it. Too bad we just built it last night on the weekly time frame. And using the weekly time frame and the pump and dump detector on the 15-minute time chart, we are able to see and take advantage of those very good runs. Okay, and we can use our Cyber Cycles, as a confirmation, up arrow and a pump. Okay, and you may be wanting to get out before and or at the dump signal. Okay. But right now, with the squeeze indicator on the extremely long time frame, it certainly looks good, doesn't it? Okay, and see what happens when we get that buy signal. Our squeeze indicator's coming above 0. See, we got our low. Got our buy signal here with the Cyber Cycle. We start coming up, and we break above 0. We get that big pop up above. Okay, Cyber Cycle's caught it. All right. So had our Cyber Cycles caught this trigger, and this being the lovely that it is, okay, we can see that the weeks go by, and then boom, it explodes. Okay, and CTXR, let's check that out, and we can see it is having similar results. Cyber Cycles signal caught it back on 531 at the price of 231, and it jumped up, had a high of 456. And now we're just going down. All right, but now we've hit our low, or at least it seems to be that we have. It almost appears that we should be taking a long position. We should have went short from right here all the way to right here. All right. So I don't know what that trend line is or how much, But anyway, that was your short direction. You should be looking and or building your positive direction in Citius Pharmaceuticals. Dick Cheney. I'm going to go down. I know saying things are going to go down isn't a popular opinion, but I mean, oh well. I prefer to tell the truth. And let's see what's on the bullish. Vion is on the Kapok Weekly. All right. And of course, the stocks that we have showing up, we're still building, our watch lists and our emails. And if anybody would like to, have those watch lists that come through email, certainly the YouTube example, you can go back and build this YouTube example watch list in one of my previous videos, okay? Or you can just subscribe and go and get it from the GitHub and, hit that like button for me too, help the channel grow. I'm trying to provide something completely different to the, analysis YouTube space. And, of course, now I see it's, they say, hey, subscribe to my channel, and, of course, you don't. You just, keep on going, skip right on by. Now that I have a channel, I understand, hey, it costs you absolutely nothing, helps me out the most in the world. So, take a time, help a human being out, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get to that 500. And we'll start releasing this cyber cycles to the public. Of course, you can go over and build it. I just showed you how. And we're looking at this pump and dump detector here. And it started pumping at $44.36 and nearly pumped all the way up to $60 before it started to come out. So we really see this big move from here to here. And it looks like it was, 13 hours? Plus, I don't know, it says minus 394, but plus 810. Okay. And BLIN, what's going on here? All right, so here was your trade from here to here. And let's see. Let's zoom in. And had you gone short from right here to here, it would have been a 9% profitable trade. Okay. Not terrible. We could have used VWAP bot here too. And we see it changed. There's a bit of a change in trend here. See, check this out. Cyber Cycles is wanting to go in the upwards direction. Let's keep an eye on BLIN. Yeah, very much so. So it may even continue this upwards run here today. And TATT. Many of these stocks look very similar to this. All right. And we don't need our standard deviation channel. Let's see here. And apply. Here we go. And go down to a lower time frame here. And we could go with, let's just say, auto plotting Fibonacci lines. Auto plotting, support and resistance. Okay. Let's go back to AMC here. AHT and ARWR. And it seems like we might. I mean, the last signal was up, so. Kind of seems like we're going to get pushed down, though, being that we're at the height here. And we might see a reversal. So AMC could possibly continue to trend downwards, which is the expected move. And it looks like we're trading sideways. We want to trade sideways all the way into here, okay, which is why I said take out your calls for, mid-July or after. Say 90 to the 145. 145 was the highest call at that time, and I was saying buy the 145 call 2 weeks ago, but you have to subscribe and take part in the channel to get the information. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. Just hit the button. You'll be happy and glad you did. I promise. What? And let's check out that market sentiment. So we got ARWR, that's that market sentiment, and whoa, buddy, boy, are they having a tank at Crasha today, Oh, on the doji, buy the doji, buy the doji. Ho, give me that discount. All right, look at that. Look at the space they are trying to cover. Wow. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I see there, which we can go like that, and go like that. And we'll just strike it right across the bottom. Consider this to be manipulation, but that manipulation does give them control. As you can see, where is that manipulation line up with? Right here. All right, take this top, go all the way across, and hit the bottom of that candle, and you will see where it strikes through every single point of the way. Resistance, support. Okay. Resistance, then support. And it gives you, some support there. Support. Okay. That's why these particular lines are so important. Let's go for this line. We'll strike that all the way across. And get as many touches as we can. And right about there seems to be where we're using this one for support and or resistance. Okay. Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. But really, we would have wanted to trade from, let's just say, down here at this VWAP, or, the around here. Look for more than one good entry signal. Okay. Cyber cycle, VWAP, an upwards trend. All of them help. And Vion is added to the Vortex four-way. All right, so let's go check out our Vortex four-way. VWAP on the 4-hour that works. And we've got a 150 also. Oh, that's the Vortex Daily. We want the 4-way Vortex. Vion is the only one on the 4-way Vortex. Okay, and we can go with the Vortex crosses on the 150 on the daily, which is ATHE, and STAF. Okay. Now we can see what happened when we got that big move above zero. We really took off here. Okay. And we could see we should have started building our position, a few weeks ago. And of course, staff is here. Staffing 360 Solutions. And I'm going to say that's probably Staffing 360. So it's probably like a temp agency. But look at the upwards trajectory of this move here. We'll probably get pushed back down to this center or this bottom here. And then we'll be able to continue the trend on upwards. Okay. Clove and Sens are rocking. All right, let's check out some more Vortex. Let's crossing on the monthly here. So keep in mind that even down on the 4-hour time chart, our cyber cycles here, still seems to be pretty accurate. Oh, I see. It's stuck way down there. We're going to have to do some adjustments on that. And nothing for this one. And we've designed quite a few different squeeze indicators and squeeze watch lists. And I know when we're having big volume, days, because they don't want to work. All right, so let's look up SAR. And we've got quite a few parabolic SARs. Okay, bullish PSAR. PSAR just flipped to bullish. Excellent. Yeah, so we can do the bullish PSAR. Looking for... we could build a weekly scan for this. Really, I'd say on the weekly, we would like to know when the cyber cycles are above zero and the pump and dump detector is true or is greater than zero. And if those two things are true, we may also consider the Kapok curve. All right. So this is a parabolic SAR on the lower level. And it looks like this is giving us multiple time frames here. And we can see one time frame after the other, they get bullish. Colors are a bit neon, though. I don't particularly care for that. Need to change it to something that is a little better readable. And it looks like AMC on the 1 hour chart has a bearish. Also bearish. Okay, even though we have hit a low. And we would technically think about taking an entry somewhere around this point or this point. All right. So not too many of our scanners are working. Okay, those are the Arun bullish ones. And let's come in and check out our Kapok Weekly. Excellent. Blinn, Neo, Staff, and Vion. And we're going to go in and check out the other Kapok Weekly. BRQS, Vion, and XELA. Okay, so there must be something between those two lists that's a little different, all right? Now, one is probably looking for it to change to green. The other is probably just looking for it to have a buy signal being true, okay? So let's pull this out to the daily here. Aha, I see. It was really bullish ever since 622. That was the time to get in. When the parabolic SAR flipped to positive. Okay. Let's go and do range. 3 months, 5 ticks. Ole. All right. And now using these range, we can see information in a different way. And also reading these yes, we can see the hollowed blocks and the solid blocks. They mean something completely different. It's pertaining to buying and selling and whatnot. All right. BRQS, VEON, and XELA are on the Kapok Weekly. So let's get rid of our PSAR lower. Let's pull up our Kapok. And we'll take Kapok curve lower. And it doesn't want to work. It probably has to be out on a much farther time. Let's try the weekly. There we go. So there's the weekly signal that we're getting right now. We can see that it should be trending up, and we're getting huge volume with an earnings. So this is going to be a beat on earnings. All right. Let's check our daily here. Oh, daily. Not quite. We see when we do get above the Kapok on the weekly and or daily time frame, price gets bullish once more. And it looks like it's really about to get bullish. So we're going to get pushed back down in preemptive for the upwards move. Let's go down on our 4-hour time chart. Okay. And let's get our Kapok again. Let's go for, let's see, that's the weekly triggers. Here's the Kapok day plot. There we go. And bring that out to the day. Now we should be able to see every time it was on the daily aggregation. And when price goes up. Let's see, 134, 128, 125. Yeah, it was a losing trade there. That one lost too. They're not all winners. And the lower you get on the Kapok curve, the less it works. Okay. Looks like we can see here. Yeah, not so great. Let's check AMC here. And go on the 1-hour chart, 4-hour chart. There we go. So not everything about that, Kapok plot works well on lower time frames. Okay. Which is why I try to use it above, so let's just say the 4-hour and above time frame. Okay. And we're getting the buy signals, but it's also plotting, and I can see it. It's right there. It's plotting something else. Yeah, it's throwing another signal. And this is making a label. All right. So your Kapok on the weekly. That is a good signal if you can catch them on weekly. CERE. Okay. And it's based on some moving averages and whatnot, I think. $767. And we can see here just the huge volume. I mean, that's, compared to the next days and the next days, and then after it falls off. More than 1 billion shares traded that day. All right. Looks like we're about to hit 0 and start going flat. We'll probably go, flat for 1 or 2. And I'm going to guess that the direction that it's heading, we're going to get earnings is on 8.5. Okay. I think we're going to have a push down to earnings. We're going to get pushed down, and then it'll have the gap and go on earnings. There's your trident. There you go. All right. So here on the weekly time frame, we really got our signal to buy in on AMC here at the low, or our buy signal on the Kapok curve. then verified by the low, VWAP, Cybercycle, and Pump and Dump, and then the bullish PSAR, all around the $1 and $3 levels. Of course, had you subscribed to the channel, you would have known about it. So do subscribe and get that information. All right. And we've got this Chende low arrow here. And this one is trying to identify things that have been pushed down but are ready to make a reversal. Looks like this with the moving average about to cross above. This Monroe might have a move. Kind of looks the less likely, though. And they've got an earnings coming up, too, on 8/4. I'm going to say many of them are going to get a push down to earnings. Okay. And we're getting similar signals here. A buy it signal, doji, doji, doji. And earnings on 8/9. Okay. And it's bearish, so let Fluent go on down until around about earnings and see if we get a reversal or a move back above the Kapok center line. See if there's any Darvis flags today. Let's see what's on the reversal list. Ooh, Tesla was added to the YouTube example. All right, so it looks like Tesla might get to go up today. And let's look at our zigzag trend sign, and that gives us Apple, AMD, ARWR, and Li Auto. There we go. And now Tesla was just added to the for YouTube example. So you got your YouTube example and your for YouTube example. All right. So I need to see what is the big difference in the two. Let's see what's... And BSQR was added to the Squeeze Pro, it looks like. All right, now let's look for a breakout here. We're still bearish on the weekly, but we did get a buy signal on the Kapok, which shows we're going to be going up soon. Still bearish on the 4 hour, and we're looking for a breakout above this particular resistance. Okay. Moving average gets above 0, and price takes off, okay? So when our SMA happens to get above or, equal to 0, you know the drill. Very good. I thank you for watching. I think I'm going to get off here, refresh the coffee, and see what trades await me for today. Yeah. Maybe none. I don't typically trade on Fridays. Fridays are not good days to trade. Great days to sell. All right. Well, consider going over to the Patreon and supporting my channel and all the work that I do here. hit that like button. Share this with your friends and whatnot. Anybody else you think could benefit from this. Yeah, get out there and make some money and have a great day.